Hey guys, as we had mentioned earlier, we will be solving the question paper of June 2019 for the NET examination. That is also for the Earth Science. We are in the part 2 video of the section B. And the first question is that the delta max of radiation emitted by a black body at 4000 Kelvin in a vacuum is. So what they had given is they had given the maximum temperature and they had asked for the maximum radiation emitted by the black body. So the law which connects the temperature as well as the delta max is the Wein's law. And according to that, delta max is equal to Wein's constant by temperature. And what they had given is T, that is temperature is 4000 Kelvin and Wein's constant is 2897 micrometer, that is a constant value. So by substituting this, what you will get is delta max is equal to 2897 by 4000 and delta max is equal to 0.72425. So the answer is in option 3, that is 0.72 micrometer. You got it? So if you know the Wein's law, you can solve this question, that is not a big deal. And the next question is that the highest gradient of continental margin is at. So this is an overall outlook of an continental margin which we used to call it as a passive margin. You know there are two type of continental margin. One is called active margin, another is called a passive margin. In active margin there will be more tectonic activities will take place like faulting, folding and other things. So there will not be any proper formation of these all parts, that is continental shelf, continental slope and all such things. So when you are talking about passive margin, these parts come to exist. Remember when you are talking about the active margin, there will be no such big separation of parts because it is an active margin where there will be active fold, fault and other things, that is tectonically active. And when you are talking about the passive margin, you can see continental shelf, continental slope, continental rise and all such things. In India, we can see the eastern margin is a passive margin where you can see all such a structure. And when you are going to see the western margin, that is the Arabian seaside, that is an active margin where you can see Bombay High, Cambay Basin and even Shiva Crater is there, right? So remember in that thing in your mind and let's get into the question. This is an passive margin in which the first starting point from the continent side is the continental shelf where the slope is 0.1 to 0.4 degree only. And after that there is a self edge. After that there is a continental slope which is a highest gradient compared to other portion because abyssal plane is a plane and continental rise is also a low dipping only. So the answer is continental slope. You got it? You can see the image and you can understand. And remember, this is a passive margin and not in any active margin. And the next question is that they had given the degree in Fahrenheit and we had to convert it into Kelvin scale. And if you know the formula, this is a very easy question. Like K is equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 by 9 plus 273.15. This is a formula that you have to remember. That is a thing. There is no any other options. And they had given the Fahrenheit as 0 degree Fahrenheit. So while substituting that, what we will get is 0 minus 32 into 5 by 9 plus 273.15. And you know the answer is 255.35 Kelvin. So the answer is 2, option 2, that is 255. You got it? So you have to remember the formula so you can solve the question. That is not a big deal, right? And the next question is that land breeze and sea breeze are the example of. If you remember the land breeze and sea breeze, the first one, the sea breeze is one when the sun is at high in the daytime. What happens? The land surface gets warmer earlier, and what happens? There is a low pressure in the land region. So what happens? The wind from the oceanic or seaside will move towards the land, and what we used to call it as sea breeze. Got it? At the same time, when it is a night time, what happens? The land gets to cool quite faster than the sea, and the sea is quite warmer the wind above the sea will be quite warmer as it is getting heat from the seawater, and there will be a low pressure zone above the seawater. So what happens? The breeze, that is wind from the land, that moves towards the ocean, that is called as land breeze. So if you remember this definition, you can say the movement is mainly due to the pressure change, that is the baroclinic circulation. When there is a drop in pressure, the movement of wind, we used to call it as barocline. Cline means inclination, bar mentions the pressure, unit of pressure, right? I think you got the answer. And the next question is that the shortening in the earth crust is typically accommodated by. So if you remember the types of fault, you can answer it. So the first thing is a normal fault. What is a normal fault? When the hanging wall moves down, that we call it as normal fault, and this takes place when there is a tensional force acting, that is two forces acting away from each other. The first one. And the second is a pull apart basin. In this also the two plates moving away from each other, that we can see in the image figures arrow itself, right? And the third one is a Horst and Graben structure, and this also works just like a normal fault, in which the forces acting away from each other. If you see all the three images, you can see one thing in common, that the force is acting away from each other, that is called extension. That leads to extension, not shortening. So obviously the fourth one, that is a thrust fault, that is resulted due to the shortening, that is compression, because shortening means it is getting reduced, that is possible chances that compression, right? I think you got the answer. The fourth one is the thrust fault. And if you still have any doubt, feel free to mention it in the comment section, and you can also mail me the question. We will be solving the part C in the forthcoming videos. I have grouped the videos according to the category in my playlist, so if you when you are free, you can just check my playlist and you can watch the earlier videos also. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you feel it is useful for someone else, consider sharing. And if you want to see such a video regularly, consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.